Hello, everybody. There's nobody joined in yet because I don't give enough note. I don't give any notice, so they just randomly join in. But it stays up anyway, so we can just hang out and just kill time for a moment until a couple people join in. They'll join in, people around the world. And for those joining now, because they'll see it unlive, Hayley, Matthew, Hayley. May the F equals MA be with you. And if anyone's from Texas, maybe they recognize that one. Yeah, pretty cool. We won't say where it's from, but people leave a comment below if you know where that is from. I didn't know where it's from, but I got educated. I think it's cool. And Hayley is a science.
Yeah, I'm a science teacher, so
yeah, cool.
Lucky enough to take some kids over there a few years ago.
Yeah, you ever do the Breaking Bad?
No.
No,
yeah. That is just blue rock candy.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Did you follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a pretty cool, and the writers, they must have had a few scientists in there because was it accurate? Or was it good enough?
Close enough.
You could call them out. Like, for example, when you watch an aviation disaster movie, real pilots would be like, "Oh, that's not quite right." Was it quite right or not quite right?
I'm specialties biology, so it's more like if I watch the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh, true. So it's not your thing anyway. Yeah. No, it's true. For you, be the Jurassic Park. Yeah. The whole like, oh, let's inject something out of a mosquito's ass and make a whole bunch of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That was the. I only saw the first Jurassic Park movie. Did you see any other?
Yeah, like the Jurassic World ones. It's like, well, Leoplerodons are big, like the mosasaurs are small, so that giant mosasaur that jumps out is like.
So you're a biologist.
Yeah.
Now, what's your view on the Taratua? Did I say that right?
Tuatara?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Tuatara. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, for those watching at home, it's what are they linked to? Are they actually survived the dinosaur, or are they just kind of there's a linkage?
So they lived during the time of the dinosaur, and they think that in the last 100 million years, there's been barely any evolution that we can see happening to the fossils and things. So its body shape and morphology and things have stayed the same for like 100 million years. So it's called a living fossil because it's.
So they actually survived the mass extinction somehow.
They survived the mass extinction, and there's been evidence that New Zealand might have been entirely covered in water at some point during the subduction and everything that happened and the rising of the water after the ice ages and stuff. So survived all that too.
So you guys can look up what we're saying, the Tuatara.
Yeah.
The Tuatara. Now, where we're sitting right now, their habitat is not far. Like we could be there in Uber in 10 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
And they live in a beautiful little forest there. And I've seen them with my own eyes. They've actually been living since Jurassic, like the real Jurassic era, even longer than the Jurassic era.
The Jurassic era ended 65 million years ago.
Yeah. So they're the only survivors of the dinosaurs. Everyone think the dinosaurs were all extinct. These little, are they reptiles or they're lizards? The reptiles.
Yeah, they're reptiles.
The reptiles.
Yeah, they're related to lizards, but I don't think they're a true lizard.
Yeah. So these reptiles are the last remaining dinosaur on the planet, and well, they're little. But I don't know if you classify them as dinosaurs. They're reptiles. And they've been living since the dinosaur era. Yeah. So they're the only survivor of that mass extinction. Everyone thought everything all was wiped out. But we know it wasn't. Birds. Yeah. But we know it wasn't entirely wiped out because there's some plant. The whole planet didn't get wiped out.
No.
I think it was mostly the northern hemisphere got wiped out.
I think I heard somewhere that if the meteor had hit 10 minutes earlier or 10 minutes later, it would have landed in the ocean and not caused nearly as much damage.
Yeah,
so it's just luck.
Big tsunami or whatever, but a game changer. Yeah. So then we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
No.
That's a series of events, right? Like if it was 1 minute later, 1 minute, then maybe that's the way it was meant to be, depending on people's belief systems and whatnot too. Some would say that was God's way, or some would say, there's no rhyme or reason for any of it. It depends on your brain type. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so we're gonna do a haircut today, and I had a few ideas, and Hayley's like, nah. But Hayley was on the channel before. You did the big, just like Katja was on the live stream last week. She already did her major haircut. Then I posted that this week. You've already done your major haircut. Now your hair's growing out again. And then I think I know what happened to the video. I think it's in the archive. I'll repost it again. I think it was up, and then some of the videos came down, and I just couldn't find it again. I'm just gonna refresh the post for like a Throwback Thursday. But we're gonna do a minor haircut today. But Hayley will be back on the channel again anyway. But what you guys do is, like as usual, we're gonna wait a bit for people to join in. In the meantime, you guys give opinions on what Hayley should do with her. Bear in mind, she's a scientist, and for me, a scientist should have short hair. But you're a science teacher.
Yes.
I've had I do have for some scientists they like short hair because it's easier in the labs. But you're not doing lab work.
No.
No. And you're teaching in the high school environment,
Yes.
but in all girls school.
Yes.
So your kids aren't little tyrants. They're behaved.
Yeah.
They're a girls' school and they wear uniforms. Yeah, but they're behaved. Yeah. Welcome to New Zealand.
Yeah, so it's just like tie your hair up.
Yeah, they're not even allowed to wear their hair down.
Yeah, like hair tied up for the Bunsen burner flames.
Yeah.
Don't want to set your hair on fire.
Yeah, their hair's all tied up and they're compliant. So wow, different world in some of these places. Some of these places they're little. I won't say a bad word, but you know what I mean. My high school, we had a rule. I only remember the one. It was a rule. You know, they used to teach us that. You know what that rule was? We had a smoking section on school property for students, and the rule was you have to be 14 years old to smoke. So like 13, like burn that out, like sorry, sir, and then he would walk away and they just sign up another one. Yeah. So we didn't have rules or consequences in my high school environment. We were boys and girls mixed without a uniform, and we pretty much did what we wanted. Yeah. Starting from about 13, and I remember like leading up to our high school, they would say 30% of you will drop out by the time you're 15. This year, I told them bring us high school. 30% of you will drop out by the time you're 15. And I used to think, oh, that'll be me. I think I actually got close to finishing. I didn't quite finish it. You don't need to be a hairdresser anyway. But I thought for sure I'd be done by 15. But no, I went to year 12. We have grade 12. We don't have year 13 in Canada. I did get to year 12. And I think I was short like an English credit. And I was like, I could have done that extra. And I was like, you know what, I don't care. Yeah. And then I thought, oh, I bet you I have some kid one day that is struggling with school. And I would say, just imagine me still being in North America. Yeah. I'd say, I'll tell you what, if you finish high school, I'll finish it with you. And just got that one last English credit and then graduate with my kid. Yeah. But now my kids are being raised in New Zealand. So the likeliness, there's no dropouts in New Zealand, is there? Is there dropouts? Not like North America.
I guess it depends because like if they want to go to university, they have to finish year 13 and get a certain level in year 13.
We used to have year 13. Yeah, but they got rid of year 13 decades ago. Because what they did was move it to the first year university.
Oh, right.
Right. So what it means is you got to pay for it. Yeah. So it also means you go to university earlier, like a year earlier. Yeah. But you got to pay for it. Yeah.
But yeah, then we've got like you can do pathways, which means that you might spend a day, 2 days a week out doing an apprenticeship or something while you're still at school, so you can still get school credits and transition.
That's right, because I've done that in here. One of the hairdressers here did a pathway because they weren't university, but anyway, that's just getting into trades and whatnot. Oh, New Zealand's a great country for education. Not the best, but it's a great country for education. I think Finland and Norway.
All teachers have to have PhDs and stuff.
Oh yeah. But even Canada, you have to have a PhD. No, not a PhD. No, PhD. That's different. Degree. Do you have to have a degree in New Zealand? No, you do have to have a degree. Well, for science, you'd have to have a degree. Yeah. But I have some clients who have a degree, but not in education. Is your degree in education or just in science?
So I got my degree in science, and then I got a diploma in education.
Diploma in education. Okay, that's
3 years plus 1.
Yeah, that's different. In Canada, you would have to have a degree in education to be a teacher. Here, you do not have to have a degree in education, but you have to have a degree. You're saying.
Yes.
So that's the difference between Canada and New Zealand. So I've got a lot of clients who are school teachers here, but don't have a degree in education, but have a degree in their specialty like you have in science, which I think is fine. I think it's a good way of doing it. One of my other clients was an English major and an actor, and she was teaching English at the Lower Hat High. It's I think Lower Hat High. Is that what they call it? Anyhow, we're going to start the haircutting soon. No one's joined in and saying what they want you to get. Yeah. So people have to say if you wanted to get something like you type in bob, you type in bowl, you type in pixie, you type in trim, and we get the dialogue going. First comment of that. Here's the first comment, and then Hayley can read it and tell you guys
Yeah.
no. But if she doesn't do a major today, she'll be back.
Yeah. I'll like grow out a fringe and stuff, then we can
Yeah,
like do a
that's
proper
true as
full on
well.
one. Yeah.
You cut your fringe yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a sort of a meet the parents evening.
Yeah. And your hair's
week
long.
ago. Yeah.
From you had a short haircut on the channel before, and this is strong. So you're
Yeah.
one of the models that have been on the channel in the past. And see, it grows back, and then you come back and you cut more.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the comments say? I gotta put on these things. Hello, Matt and Hayley. Great fan of your work, Matt. What's in store for Hayley today? Well, you gotta tell Hayley what you want to see.
What do you think it should be?
And so she can tell you no, but then maybe next time. So today we're just going to do probably a bit of a haircut with Hayley. Nothing major, but it's always fun to watch someone get a haircut, regardless of what it is. But also, have the interaction, and then people can. It's not going to go that way. It's going to go that way. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and we'll wait. What are we at? 10 people. So we'll wait another. We'll drink some more of this.
Yeah.
Hayley don't drink. Oh, you have wine usually, or?
More of a cider person.
Cider person. I can go get you cider right now if you want to keep them company.
Sure.
Do you want a cider?
Yeah, why not?
Cool, I'll be right back.
All
Cool. So you got to keep them company.
Yeah.
So tell them all about yourself, and I'll get you cider.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I feel bad that Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. As mentioned, I'm a science teacher. I just joined. What haircut you're doing tonight? No, nothing too major. I think Matt said he's probably going to put up the one that I did a couple of years ago, where I got quite short. There's sort of like a throwback Thursday or something in the future, so that you can sort of see what was done. And
yes, it is.
So yeah, sort of.
Sure.
I've been overseas in Japan for a year. Been back for about 6 months. So over there, I didn't speak the language, so I didn't trust myself going to the hairdressers there. So the sort of fixing up the dry ends and things, maybe cutting a 3-4 inches off max, and just sort of getting it back in shape, and then I'll let it grow out again, and maybe in a year you'll see me back here with a long fringe, ready to do something a bit more retro than tonight. I guess out of interest sake, for people who are interested in how the New Zealand education system is different compared to the rest of the world, we do what's called NCEA, which is a National Certificate of Educational Achievement. And I always liken it to a video game, where when you're playing a video game, you need to get experience points. And you can get experience points from doing a whole bunch of different subjects. But you need to get, they changed it recently, I think. Or they.
You are on the 4th
of
March.
It used to be that you had to get 80 credits across your subjects in order to advance to the next year. I think now they've just reduced it down to 60. And most subjects offer between 14 and 20 credits. So with your 6 different subjects that you take, then can easily get your 60 credits that you need to pass the subject. And then if you do really well, you can get, what do you call it? Like recognition points. So you can get, endorsement, that's it. So you can get endorsement if you do really well and get high grades. Yeah. Also a bit of a science fiction nerd, in case you couldn't tell. First 3 Star Wars classic, although the episodes 1, 2, and 3 were the ones that I grew up watching. Yeah, Star Wars. I actually didn't mind The Force Awakens. I thought it was quite a good throwback to a lot of the things that were good about the original trilogy and bringing back the characters, but like episodes like 8 and 9, no, just flopped. Didn't really think they went anywhere very well. I think it would have been good if was it J.J. Abrams? I reckon it would have been good if he'd been able to direct all 3, because he's done some really good stuff. I think it was like the most recent Star Trek movies or something he was involved with, and I thought they were pretty good. yeah. Episode 3 like just ramps it up so much, and with all the modern, well, at the time, the modern choreography and the modern special effects and things, yeah, it looks amazing. But then Empire Strikes Back is just like one of the best sequels of any films. Are you working in New Zealand or studying? I am a science teacher. So at the moment I'm teaching chemistry to year 12 and year 12 students, but in the past I've also taught physics and biology. So plus the junior science. So yeah, the first years in high school, get to teach them about, at the moment, teaching them about how to be safe in the laboratory. They've been doing Bunsen burner licenses, so there'll be, most of them finished their tests today, so they're actually going to make looks like little driver's licenses with their name and photo ID on them. And yeah, there's a dance coming up. So sometimes the student IDs, the official ones, don't arrive in time for the kids to use them as their IDs to go to the school dances. And some schools actually accept the Bunsen burner licenses as a photo ID because they were given out by a reputable source, i.e. the school. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment, teaching my juniors and teaching some chemistry. So that's quite fun. Yeah, so you probably all know that this is in Wellington, but I did my study at university down in Canterbury. And I was there when the earthquakes happened in 2011. So that was fun. The big one that happened in February, I was getting ready for class because like the term had just started. So we were getting ready to go back to classes, and I was just sitting on my bed. And then the earthquake happened. I was just sort of bouncing on the bed as it all started rocking. And fortunately, the flat that I was living in was just this wooden house. So because it was wood, everything just started swaying. And I was like, oh, cool, earthquake's over. Got up, packed my bag, and then started walking to the university. And everyone was walking the other way because it was evacuated because the earthquake was a lot worse than it felt where I was. Oh yeah, chemical engineering, that's pretty cool. Yeah, at university I started first year engineering, but then didn't really click with me. Like the reason why I was taking engineering is because I didn't really know what I wanted to do at university. But I figured since engineering was such a big field that there was so much to do in it, like computer engineering, chemical engineering, electronics, mechatronics, civil, chemical. I was thinking I'd probably go down the chemical route, but sort of started out and I was like, didn't really click with me, so I dropped out and just went to a general Bachelor of Science. Disliked organic and ended up in pharmaceuticals. Yeah, funny how that happens sometimes. Probably have to say that my favorite chemistry topic to teach is organic chemistry because like once you know all the rules, it's like you can make predictions and be like, that should go there. This is how this works. You can make predictions about the properties and how it's going to react. What kind of chemical experiments you want to do in a salon? Well, there's heaps of things that you can do with chemistry in a salon. You've probably heard of hydrogen peroxide. Probably maybe used it at home to lighten your own hair. But like you've got to know about concentration because too strong hydrogen peroxide will permanently damage the hair, and if you don't have enough, then you probably won't get the effect that you want, and then you've got to leave it in for the right amount of time to get the right effect. Yeah, bleaching is a chemical process. I think I've seen somewhere that you can buy like rulers with hexagons in them, so you can just use that to draw the hexagons to make your your chemical ring, your carbon compound rings. But yeah, I've had quite a few students who were sort of like, I don't really know how this is going to apply to me. But it's like, yeah, if you like dyeing your hair, then you're using chemistry. If you're using makeup, there's been a lot of stuff tested to make sure that the pH level and all of that is going to be safe for your skin, so that you're not going to like accidentally cause acid burns or even just disrupt the microbiome, so the microorganisms that live on your skin and live in your eyelashes and your eyebrows and everything, like you want those to be healthy. No, I'm not going to be bleaching today, just a cut. Just a cut. But yeah, like so much around us that we don't really think of that are important sciences in our everyday lives. Like, as simply as like your nutrition. Like if you drink coffee, coffee is, I'm sure as you know, caffeine is going to have the effect of keeping you awake, but then coffee has a half-life of 6 hours. So every 6 hours, the amount of caffeine in your body is going to drop by half. So if you have coffee at midday, you've still got a quarter of your cup of coffee in your body at midnight. So don't drink coffee after 12 p.m. if you want a good night's sleep. Yeah, Newton's second law. Yeah, no, can't live without that. Yeah, Newton's second law is like really fun when you think about it in space, because you can actually see the effects of having no gravity and like no friction. So like the idea of turning off an engine and just continuing on at a straight line at a constant speed works so much easier if you're in space than on Earth.
Oh, the conversation is awesome. What are we talking about here?
Complimenting my shirt about Newton's second law. So
cool.
We had a bit of a talk about Star Wars and J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. See, there's a reason why Hayley's hanging around. We like people. We like the creatures of Wellington. Yeah, and I love having these live streams because it's, you get to, if they can't never come to Wellington, they can come hang out on the couch with us for a bit.
Yeah.
I was rude because Hayley, came in for the live stream tonight, but I got beer and she doesn't drink beer. I just went out and get the proper kind, and now we're good. Now we're in our happy place.
Cider.
Happy cider. I just drink the light beers, but it's toga night. Look. Now we got to take down some of these because you can't see out. But all the kids are walking by with togas.
Yep, all week.
It's all week. So we'll take some of these down and they can see. Toga. That's like National Lampoon's movie or something. Like, who does togas anymore? Oh yeah, it's still a thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take some of these down.
Yeah, classic
You'll watch the university kids walk by with togas on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. Oh, it's funny. I think these have been up a little too long anyway. Now, I didn't put these up here. My staff did. I don't know why they did it. I remember when they were doing it, because they don't like people looking in when they're working. Because you feel like a fish in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
But eventually you won't be able to see out there because the sun will go down. But while you can see out there, yeah, there's like toga kids walking by. Toga.
And one of the things that was always quite popular at university down in Canterbury was the hypnotism show.
Was it?
Yeah. You'd have people come along, get some volunteers from the audience, and you'd get hypnotized.
They get them to do things.
Yeah, get them
They
to
get
do
to things.
Yeah. So, Sammy. Yeah, so I've had something done like that similar in the past. I think Matt said that it's on the archives of his channel or something, so he's going to repost that video of me having that shorter haircut at some point as like a throwback or something. So I'm just not having too much off today, but like give it a year. I'll grow out my fringe, grow back the length, and then
Yeah.
I'll probably do something a bit more.
Yeah, the major one.
retro.
The major one may not happen tonight, but I'm going to repost your video from before because I think it was so long ago and it's got lost in the wayward. We'll just do a throwback Thursday kind of thing. Yeah, we're down to we're 13 people. Cool. We should start the haircut. Well, you're just starting your cider, and then once we get a little bit of the cider going, and then we'll get haircutting. We'll get haircutting. And is there toga kids? Is that toga kids? Nope. No. Oh, we'll do an angle. Oh, yeah, there's an angle there because you can see the kids walking by. It's kind of funny because I was walking back from getting you a cider, and I'm like, are they wearing togas? Is this like 1980? I'm like, oh, well, whatever. So it's toga night.
Yeah, all of the university halls will be getting the sheets back all muddy tomorrow.
Yeah, and who is toga still a thing around the world, or is it just us?
Is it just universities?
Or is it
fun
is
nights?
it a thing around the world? Now, New Zealand's a bit different than the USA because our drinking age is 18, and these kids are 18, and they drink. Are you going to do one today? Yeah, we are. Or just oh yeah, yep. Blue Jays hat. Yep. I used to live in Toronto, and I'm glad I don't anymore. And I still still love for Canada, but I like living here instead. As you are not getting a retro today, you should get an undercut. Oh, it doesn't mean she's not getting a retro. We can still do retro with long hair. She's just not getting the extreme, like to wedge haircut or anything like that today. But we can still do. I got hot rollers under where we're sitting right underneath your butt. Maybe you do hot rollers or something. But the short fringe is so cute. I was saying it as soon as Hayley walked in the door. Like I made the joke. I said, "If you're my girlfriend, I wouldn't let you cut your hair." But I don't have girlfriends anyway. But I love the short fringe. I love the length. I love the half up, half down. Like as soon as Hayley walked through the door, I was like, "This is already great. I don't want to cut anything." And then you were like wanting to cut some because it's just a bit much for you at the moment. So we can cut some, but then we'll do another. We'll do something else down the road as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? It's always fun to watch someone getting a haircut or a hair done, even if we're only cutting maybe this much off. But it's just fun anyway. I think if some people could just, like if you have a 9 to 5 job, at the end of the day, you can go home and hang out in your neighbor's hair salon and just say, "Hey, how was your day? Cool." I'll just hang out and do the jive thing. But you could do that with a live stream, yeah. So you do it with a live stream.
Yeah, hopefully some of you have beers.
Go home, open a beer, and join the live stream. The problem is that the time zone differences, because it's Monday somewhere.
Yeah.
It is?
No.
You
not,
said
not
yeah.
Monday.
It's Monday somewhere. You went,
say something like
no,
5 p.m. something.
that was great. I said it's Monday somewhere. You went, yeah. I was like, is it?
Yeah.
You went, no. It actually is Monday somewhere. How is that possible?
Time travel?
Nope.
Somewhere's called Monday.
Nope. Because when you're watching a television show, they were taped on a different day. So when, for example, when Drew Barrymore comes out, she says "Happy Friday." They probably filmed it on a Tuesday. Doesn't mean they filmed it that day. I'm just saying, it's always what's today? It's Friday somewhere. It's well, it's Thursday here. It's gonna be Friday soon, but you could say it's Friday somewhere. Like it's not Friday anywhere. I'm like, yeah, because the Drew Barrymore Friday show is filmed on a Thursday or a Tuesday or whatever. You can always. That's my argument.
And I guess also people who are watching on a Friday will be like, yeah, it's Friday.
It's right. Yeah, it's Friday, and that's why it's Happy Friday, everyone. But it doesn't mean they filmed it on the Friday. Yeah. And so whenever I open a beer, and it's like if it's a Tuesday, I've done the show before. It's a Tuesday. I open a beer and say Happy Friday, and then they go, it's not Friday. I go, it's Friday somewhere. Go, it's not Friday anywhere. I'm like, yeah, it is Friday somewhere. I'm like, what do you? Yeah, because sometimes they film shows on the Friday show to Tuesday, and they say Happy Friday, even though, and they're like, you're just an idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying. Anyhow, because they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's It's Friday somewhere. That's better. Matt, do you think Katja's sister, Jolina, from the other week will make an appearance again on the channel? Probably not. But she's super cool. But I just let people do their thing. Hayley would look great with Mia Farrow. I agree. I said that, like that short, cute fringe. If you cut it there everywhere. So I already said $200 and I'll pay her to do that. And she said no. But she could change her mind. $200 for a pixie, Mia Farrow.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I mean, tonight's a good time. But, you don't have to do it tonight. I mean, I think it's a good idea. And last live stream was very fun. This channel is one of the best on YouTube. Thank you. 200 for toga live stream. Ha! Well, we're not doing the toga. They're doing the toga. But I saw some walking by earlier. It's still early in the what time is it here? 7:55, 8 o'clock at night, 8 p.m. I think their toga thing's going to be going a while. Or if I get the live stream going, you never know who walks through the door. But I don't know. Sometimes, parents teach their kids don't talk to strangers, so they shouldn't walk through my door. But you never know. Togas are still sometimes used in America fraternities by the way, even with our higher drinking age. Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong, because Americans drink too. They're just not supposed to. Some Greek life parties will do it as a theme party and or fundraising events type thing. Yeah, drinking in university in North America is a little bit different because technically it's underage drinking for one. Number two is there's a thing on university campuses called University Campus Police. And they're actually armed with guns too and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, they are. And if you are like 18 years old and you're drunk and you're stumbling back to your dorm room, yeah, those campus police will take notice. And if you're caught in your hall, drinking with the alcohol and whatnot underage, yeah, those university campus police will take notice. So an 18-year-old or 19-year-old in a U.S. university, if they're doing underage drinking, they got to go to greater lengths to be very discreet about it. And some of those university campus police weren't good enough to get a better job. Yeah, and there they are getting paid to watch the kids, and they're armed because there are shootings on those campuses and whatnot. So yeah, it's different than our university for sure. Yes, well, Matt, your stuff. Yeah, it's a big deal. I know stories with that from peers from when I used to be in school. Yep. Yeah. It's really innocent here. I mean, I moved here for a reason. I always say I didn't move to New Zealand. I moved to Wellington, but I also like New Zealand. But the problem in New Zealand, the sun goes down, they go to bed. But Wellington is 300,000 people, 350,000 people, something like that. And it's a harbor. It's arts. It's culture. It's vibrant. Like you can go for dinner at 2 a.m. It's really vibrant for a small place. The North American equivalent to Wellington would be Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I live there too. The equivalent in America, the USA, to Wellington. I don't know. You've been to the United States?
Really only to Houston.
Houston. You've been to Houston.
Yeah.
Austin's a bit of a. Parts of Austin is cool. I'm trying to think what would be equivalent to. Probably somewhere in Maine. There's Portland in Maine. I think probably somewhere in Maine. I don't know.
Oh, that guy says Portland, like Wellington.
Portland, like Wellington. Yeah, like Portland in Maine. Portland, Oregon. I used to live there on and off, like a couple times. Oh, like 1990-ish. Wow, that was cool back then. I'm not sure about today. It would be a different world today. The other place I used to go around 89, 90, I used to love was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Boy, did I love that. Not sure about today. I used to love road tripping. I've driven from the East Coast, from Canada, all the way down to Georgia, and you stop real fast because you're driving along, and all of a sudden you hit the brakes hard, and you go, oh, that was a close one, because the sign says, welcome to Florida. You turn around and go back. And then I've driven the West Coast, like San Diego, all the way up to Canada. So I've driven the full East Coast and the full West Coast. And I've driven from Vancouver to Nova Scotia across Canada. Road tripping across America is the bomb. The bomb. Hmm. So we're gonna start a haircut soon, Hayley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you.
Yeah.
A little more. A little more. Yeah. Just because she had a cider doesn't mean she's getting a pixie. We call it dirty myrtle in the States. Oh, I bet it is today. Oh, I bet you if I went back there today, I'd be shocked. I'd rather not go back because I'd rather my memories be intact. So, hey there. So, you have any very long hair models for a haircut in future? Oh, definitely. Now, I have a whole bunch of videos I'm editing and getting out there. They're good. They're good. Don't worry about it. But the problem is, I haven't been able to. Portland, like Wellington. I mean Portland, Maine. Is that? Yeah, I think I've got it right because I used to live in Nova Scotia. They're neighbors. Um, yeah, don't worry. There's lots of good videos coming up. Has Elaine from the K-pop haircut video ever come back into the shop? Yes, she did. She has. She kept the same haircut. She's never changed it, but she's that haircut was very significant on this channel, and she showed it. We'll just respect her privacy. She's been coming back for regular trims and hasn't changed it. So she has been back quite a few times. And it's this, if I was to show her again, it's the same haircut. That's the haircut she got. That's the haircut she wanted. That's the haircut she kept. And that's what happened with Elaine. Haircut time. Woo! Woo! Yep. We're gonna start. You want to finish that one? Start another one with the haircut. You got to work tomorrow, though, right?
Sorry?
You got to work tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but you start what? 9:00.
8:30.
And 2 ciders, 2 or 3 is not going to kill you. You would be horrified, Matt. It's an interesting place. Oh, we're talking about Myrtle Beach. Yep. Yep. Now I got a funny story before we begin the haircut. I had a weekend getaway to Auckland. I live in Wellington, so you fly. It's only an hour flight to Auckland, and it was to do a presentation for one of the hair companies. I won't say which brand it was, but they flew me up there to do a color educational session. So they flew me up there, and what I decided to do was fly up the night before. So I fly in on Saturday, have a night on Saturday, and then Sunday was this session or whatever. No, it was on Monday. I know what it was. The session was on Monday, and they were going to fly me on Sunday, but I decided to fly in on Saturday instead, so I can go on Saturday night. So I had Saturday night in Auckland. I had fun. I woke up Sunday with a hangover, and I also had to switch hotels because they put me in the fancy Marriott, and I stayed at the other one down the road because I was like, I'll do my. And then the hotel's like, well, you got to be up by 10 a.m. I was like, huh. So you wake up on a Sunday morning with a hangover, and they're like, you're going to be up by 10 a.m. And the Marriott's like, oh, check-in's not till 2. So I'm like, huh. So 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., I got to find something to do. I remember this vividly. I was like, oh, I'll just go see a movie. And I got all my stuff. And so I go to the cinema. And I also remember I had a 12 of beer left over that I was going to move to the new hotel, but they weren't open or anything. So I remember my brain was like, I'll just go up to the machine. Whatever's the next movie, I don't care what it is. I'm just going to pick that one and we're going to go see it. And I walked up to the machine, and the movie, it said, Magic Mike. And I went, oh, it must be a basketball movie. Boom. And so there's your ticket. And then I'm like, cool, we're going to see a basketball movie. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was a basketball movie. And so I get the guy the ticket. I got a case of beer in one hand, bag in the other. Here's my ticket. I get Magic Mike. It's a basketball movie. And the guy's like, oh, you're going to see Magic Mike? I'm like, yeah, Magic Mike. And so I go into this movie. And I'm the only one in the cinema because it's in the morning. And then a couple of girls come in. They sit here. More girls over here, and more girls over here. And I'm a guy. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, a lot of girls want to see a basketball movie. And so the movie comes on. Anyhow, and he's like, it's Mike. He's back on the machine shed. Oh, you better clean up I'll get to him. And next thing you know, he's in the shed. And next thing you know, he's like shirts off and doing some kind of, I thought he was like, oh, it's going to do a workout or aerobics. Like, oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a basketball movie. I'm like laughing. It gets better because he's like, oh, he's getting in touch with his friends. And then he's like, we're gonna get the boys together, go to Myrtle Beach. I'm like, we gotta get the boys together, go to Myrtle Beach. Now I'm like thinking of my youth and stuff. It's like this. Now we're in a road trip movie. Now all the boys are getting together and they're going to Myrtle Beach. And now I think this up me to think this is the greatest movie ever. I mean, regardless of all that other stuff, it was nothing more than the full Monty or whatever. Just it's light stuff. But I'm like, oh, we're going to Myrtle Beach. I never laughed so hard through this movie that. And all these Kiwi women, I guess different culture, someone complained to the manager about me. And I'm just like, I'm like, we're going to Myrtle Beach. And the manager comes and he goes, you okay over there? I said, no, I'm having the time of my life. He goes, have you been drinking all those beers? I'm like, no. Can I take those beers and put in the office? And I'm like, do what you want. I never laughed so hard in my life. It was so funny. And in the end, they got to Myrtle Beach. They did the big show, and all the ladies in the house were going. They were going like this. They were going like this. They were going. Woo! I never laughed so hard in my life. But I think I have a different sense of humor than Kiwi females. Because I don't think anyone in that movie laughed at any of those jokes through that movie or got it. It's like a road trip to Myrtle Beach. I don't think anyone got it. And they complained to the manager about it. Anyway, I'm going to go to the second movie. And then we're going to second haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can have one of those.
Yeah, I think at that time in the cinemas, the joke going around was this is the time where all the women want to go and see a movie about strippers and all the men want to go and see a movie about a teddy bear, because it was like Ted, what's the guy who makes Family Guy? It was the Ted movie came out then. So yeah, normally you expect it to be the other way around, right? Here. So it's quite long, I guess. You can see it like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so normally we're at like in the half tail type thing. Yeah. I was, I think I said this before, but I was living in Japan for a year and teaching English over there. And because I don't speak Japanese, didn't really feel confident going to the hairdressers and getting a cut. So just sort of left it to let it grow. And now it's at the stage where it's getting a bit long. It's annoying when I'm sleeping because it's getting under me and everywhere. So getting a couple of inches off and making it tidy again.
Don't know if anyone picked up, but a couple of togas just walked by.
I've got to keep an eye out.
Yeah, that's funny. I can't believe that's actually still a thing. Yeah, anyhow. Keep an eye out back there. They're walking up and down. Yeah, there's a bunch of sunals in the street. So if I hang out here tonight, I probably will because I have some beers going. This street's going to be alive tonight. But I don't really interact with it because if you interact with it, you feel like Matthew McConaughey. Ever see Matthew McConaughey in the Dazed and Confused movie? You ever see that movie, Dazed and Confused?
Potentially.
Yeah, but anyhow, I don't want to be like Matthew McConaughey of Dazed and Confused. Yeah, kind of like, the guy that is older but doesn't know when to walk away. Yeah. I'm just the hairdresser on the street. I just keep it that way.
While you were in Japan, did you have short hair like the rest of the Japanese? So I sort of started out as shoulder length, but then it sort of grew out. I think my hair just grows abnormally fast. This is only like 18 months of growth from like.
Yeah, because when you're on the channel, we cut it long to short.
Yeah.
And then you had a few haircuts before you left.
Just one more.
One more, and then you left. Yeah. I got to go back on my files back home on that because it's all archived at home. Video files take up so much space, so yeah. I gotta find out back home. But we will catch up. I'm gonna post that video, repost it, so it's fresh again. Oh yeah. I was gonna say one more thing, but Fancy Pants might come back too.
Oh yeah.
Fancy Pants is fun. I think Fancy Pants was here in our last live stream, but I can't remember. The fancy pants should be a little bit around here as well. You can hear the cars. New Zealand, the boy racers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, read the comments and then we'll get started. So people want a pixie. People want you to do a pixie problem. We should do 70s teachers wardrobe. Do you want to do a wardrobe change?
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a good idea.
We're covering this amazing.
That's all right, because then you have your shirt after as well. So Jack says 70s here. You used to do a 70s. Yeah. That's not a basketball. Please show us your hair length. Yes. So take your hair down and flick it around. So let's do that. We're gonna get started on the next phase of it. So you can we get up and you can flick your hair around. We'll move our 2D2 along. Take your hair down and you can see it. I think it's gorgeous at the moment. I think it's great. When you came in, I was like, oh, I don't want to cut that hair. I love that hair. I really like that hair. Yeah, that's cool.
It's just a bit untidy.
But when you can feel your hair from down here, that's a milestone. You know, like if it's up here, you don't make the connection. But when you take a shower and you feel it down here and you feel it down here, you know, that's like Victorian era hair. You know, you're into like Victorian era hair. That's really pretty. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence whether to cut it or just do a trim and have you come back for a major one. We'll let the people decide as well. So if we're going to do a wardrobe change, you got to go over there and go through it. We'll spin it that way. We'll move it closer. So the wardrobe. Just help yourself. I'll take these zipper posters I took off the wall and put them over here. So I'll sort them out later. You can just go through. Now, teacher kind of vibes.
Are we going for frumpy teachers?
Well, you know, this kind of thing. You know, and that's a pretty good one. Just rifle through. You can spin it out as well. Well, there wasn't frumpy back then. Like teachers dressed like that back then. Or go through, see what inspires and show it to the people. So
I know I look good in orange.
Okay, well then you can even just do that full ensemble. Show the people if they think you should put that on. We'll put that on. Yeah. Oh, toga. Wait. With the guys though, but that's all right. Look, togas. That's funny.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's more.
Oh,
togas. Wait, I'm too slow.
No,
Anyhow, that's funny.
You got him.
I got him. That's funny. But those are the guys. There's everyone's out there doing togas. Do you want that? Is that good?
Yeah. Why
All
not?
right, let's go for it. Get changed. Yeah. Sweet. You know, hang on. Sit kind of there. Oh, yeah. I put my head on the white spot. There we go. And answer any questions while she's getting changed. And when are we starting? We're doing a wardrobe change. We're starting very soon. Will she have shampoo treatment? Yes. Well, you were in Japan. Did you have short hair like the rest of Japanese? Now, her haircut modeling with us was just before her Japanese. So she didn't bring her hair out in Japan. But I think she already said that. Cool. You can hear the toga out there. So what I'll do in the meantime while we're waiting is check in on the street. It's still early tonight. It's only 8 o'clock at night. So the street's quiet, but you can have a look at my street. I don't know if I've ever done this before. So we can have a look out here. I'll open both doors and I'll wheel this out there. It's still early, but I'll wheel this out there. You can have a look. And it's called Boulcott Street in Wellington. So that's looking down the street. Now, one of the student halls down there, and they can see them outside with their togas, but it's a bit far away. Oh, there's a bunch of kids out there with togas. But what'll happen is probably around 10 or 11 or so, this street's going to be alive. It's going to be loud because there's a whole bunch of university halls on the street. It's going to be loud. But for now, I guess everyone's just getting warmed up. But anyhow, that's life on Boulcott Street. Have you had any luck from the last time on Free Mullets? Yeah, 2 people, but we didn't film them. but also there'll be more because they're still doing O week. They haven't started their classes yet, so there'll be more. We did a free mullet week in 2021. That there was one day we did like 14 or 15 or 16 in one day. It was like full on, but we didn't film it. With the free mullet thing, I'm not sure I'm going to film it because it's kind of just like ambassadorship with the kids in the halls that are starting out, and there's no reason to share that with the world. I share so much with the world already. I don't have to share everything. But if anyone decided to come back to be models, whatever, yeah, it could happen. But I'm not bothered. It's just it's a different campaign than the channel, really. I'd like to share more with you guys, but yeah, it's a business, so you got all kinds of different things going on. Bringing a random model from the street, it's happened before, but it's up for them to walk through the door. We're not going to go out there and recruit somebody. It's up for them to walk through the door. When are we starting? Yeah, she's doing her wardrobe change. And I really wish I could play music. I probably could play music on this one because I didn't monetize this one. But I'm not sure what would happen. But yeah, if you can play music on a stream that's not monetized, maybe I could do that more often. Because this one thing lacking on retro haircuts has been I would love to play. Like I'd be playing the Go-Go's right now, but she's getting changed. Like I'd be doing "Our Lips Are Sealed" or something like that. Because I love the Go-Go's. Also, oh yeah, she's coming out. Oh, I think there's a toga person walking by. Maybe, maybe not. No, no toga. Look at
that. If this was a necktie or a head tie.
Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Oh, especially with a little fringe. You know what would look good with that? Just an updo.
Sorry?
You know what would look good with that? It's just an updo. Yeah, come sit down while they check out the new look. The new look. Does she look like a school teacher from, I'd say 86 or so? Just like that. You guys let us know what you think. And a school teacher from that era with hair this long and a fringe like that, it would be perpetually up.
Yeah.
It would never be down. So I got to find a pencil, and you roll it up and you stick a pencil. That's the look for it to start. So that's the first hair look we're going to do for tonight. We got to stick a pencil in it. Good, because I only have one pencil in the house. Now you have to do it because you're the school teacher. Well, you are a school teacher. Well, it's long enough that you can put it up and put a pencil in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
And then you have to school them. School them about science for a minute. I hope some of them are like drinking beers at home. I'd like to see that.
All right.
School them about science.
It's sort of pulling out already.
Yeah, it's not quite there. Needs to be more waist length for the pencil trick. But we can fake it. I can get you a clip.
All right, I guess.
Oh, it is working. But you can do that as well. Don't take it away because I had that since hair school.
Ah, well.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, school them.
I guess a fun fact is that the kiwi bird is related to the elephant bird in Madagascar and other ratites from around the world.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like
Madagascar and New Zealand. Yeah. So how does a bird get from Madagascar? How does a bird that can't fly get from Madagascar to New Zealand? Now you say interesting. You should ask.
Yeah. So they just came from a common ancestor. So the Kiwis who arrived in New Zealand would have had to arrive after New Zealand split off. And New Zealand split off from the continent of Gondwanaland over 100,000 years ago, which is why the Tuatara were there, because the Tuatara are 100 million years old, so they were there when it
So the Tuatara are 100 million years old,
yeah,
and they live in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
So we suspect that a lot of the birds that live in New Zealand now had to fly over from Australia at some point. So most of our birds, if not all of the birds, and all of our bats are actually Aussie imports, sadly.
Aussie imports, but they imported themselves.
Yeah, they imported themselves.
Yeah, over millennia, or not quite that much, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was a
Long
figure of
time
speech
ago.
over a period of time. Yeah, that's cool. Now I remember when you'll remember more than I do. There was the emperor penguin that swam to our shores, actually north of Peka Peka Beach. So an emperor penguin from Antarctica arrived on a beach in Peka Peka, which is kind of like a retirement beach community. So in the morning, the sun was rising, and people are going for a walk and taking their dogs for a walk along the beach. And like, is that a penguin? But we have penguins in New Zealand, but not emperor penguins. So this is like one of those legit
huge ones.
So it swam from Antarctica all the way to Peka Peka Beach.
Yeah, like our native penguins are like that
Yeah.
big, the little
Blue
blue
penguins.
little blue penguins.
Yeah. I've seen them around Wellington, but
very cute.
yeah,
Noisy,
but
noisy and smelly though.
Yeah. But an emperor penguin is that's like full on. And yeah, so you can maybe explain more about that before we're gonna get you very soon. But yeah, so apparently like 1 in a million are adventurers, they spread, but the majority don't because they're like the flock, they follow the routine, and that's how the things start to spread around the world that way, I guess.
Yeah. Another way that organisms can spread from island to island is through rafting. So like a branch falls off, organisms live on it, and if they're lucky, it lands somewhere else before.
It's somewhere. Yeah. But it's emperor penguin. There's no branches in it. That this thing swam. And that's far. And it made it. Yeah. And then what happened was they brought it to the zoo and they took care of it for a while, but they decided they're going to release it back into the wild. But they decided they couldn't take it back to Antarctica and release it back in Antarctica because it's been exposed to Western culture. So it may have picked up something like a common cold or something from the interaction with the humans at this. It wasn't a display of the zoo. It was being taken care of in a separate area. Quarantine type area. But because of the risk, like if they took it back to Antarctica and put it back with the flock, you could destroy the whole flock. Because of it made its way to New Zealand, and the moment it hit that beach, it probably walked in dog poop. And the penguins never walked in dog poop. Well, no, it probably did because there's dogs down there anyway. But you know what I mean. But it's risky. So what they decided to do was they took it to the border between where New Zealand ends and Antarctica's that way. It's still a long way, and they kicked it off the boat. That's what they did because they couldn't take it back to Antarctica. So they kind of just did I don't know, it's kind of controversial. They kind of just said, okay, well, here's the line. Okay, you get in the water now. Off you go. Hope you make it. And I think they put a tracker on it, but I don't think anything came from that. A whale would have eaten it. Maybe. Probably. Right. Maybe it lived happily ever after. But all that money spent to take care of it all that time, and I think a whale ate it. Let's cut some hair.
All right.
Yeah, for the haircut part. But no, don't do it. Do it on the camera. Do everything on the camera. Yeah, you're the model. Set this up over here. Set up the angles. Yeah, something like that. Cool. And then you can take that off now. Sweet.
Keep it out. Use the pencil. Use the soda. Fun fact about Antarctica and the Arctic. Arctic refers to there are bears here, and Antarctica means there are no bears here.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Arctica, bear.
Yep.
Antarctica, no bear.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Arctic, Arsus, bear.
Oh, so it's like with the where does it go back to Latin?
Probably.
Who knows? But that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. Bear, no bear. Bear, no bear. Yeah, I like it. So what haircut are we doing today? Now that she's sitting in the chair.
Nothing too dramatic.
Oh, I don't think I want to cut much at all. I'm gonna cut enough because it was bothering you. And then we're gonna save the rest of the length for another video.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll be back for sure. So you guys are cool with that at home. So we're not doing anything major tonight. We're going to be cutting that kind of thing, but we'll wash it. We'll do treatment, and then we'll save it for another. We'll save the length for another time.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
As well.
Grow out the fringe too,
Grow out
so
the
we can do
fringe too.
something a bit more.
Cool. Let's take off your jacket there for the haircut.
Okay.
Be a nice little hairdresser. I'll hang that up for you. Cool. So for capes, there's like the stripy one, the purple one, the pink one, and there's a new one. And I'll show the people at home. There's a red one. A red one. What do we want today? You pick.
I'm thinking either the pink or the red.
You want the pink or the red?
Pink or red, guys.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw one in one hand, and you're gonna go. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, pick a hand, left or right. Oh, you got the pink. So the red one's gonna be for another day. But it's the same as the pink one. But I actually like the pink one. But look, we got a red one now because everyone's asking, oh, get a cape like this or that or whatever. Now they're very hard to get capes in New Zealand, but I had to order something from Auckland, and Auckland had red ones, and I grabbed that one as well. And I got one recently. And I got new scissors. Where did I put them? New scissors. I haven't unboxed yet. I'll unbox them in another video. But so I bought some things. And I really wish we could play music on here, but I could sing instead.
Yeah, it also works.
I'm tired of singing. I'm going to sing. Fancy Pants hasn't come back yet. Fancy Pants. Well, no, maybe Fancy Pants joined the toga.
You probably have a pretty fancy toga.
Yeah. Fancy Pants was wearing the fancy pants today. Look at this. I love your hair long. Let's go wash it though.
Okay.
Hang on a second. I will move our 2D2 along. Cool. It'll follow you to the basin. Yeah, go to the one on the right-hand side. Now, for people watching at home, in case they haven't looked at, this is what R2D2 looks like. I said on the channel so many times, like I call it R2D2, but you guys don't see what R2D2 looks like. Oh, there you go. That's R2D2. Look, it's got the eyes. That's the camera. It's on top of the laptop, and it's on wheels, and it's got eyes. So that's why we call it R2D2. R2D2's got eyes, and it's looking at us while you're looking at us. So that's why it's called R2D2. It's got eyes. It's got googly eyes. Oh, you did a good job on your fringe.
Thank you.
I'll trim it a bit tonight, but I'm leaving you alone.
Sounds good.
And we'll have you be back.
Yes.
Now, you know what song's on my mind?
What song?
the song I played for you earlier. But you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the boyfriend version and the girlfriend version?
Yes.
You know what's in my head? The boyfriend version.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. The boyfriend version.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're both great, but definitely the boyfriend version's in my head. Because it's such a different sound than the girlfriend version.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very beautiful song. Now it's called Our Lips Are Sealed. Can you hear me talking about us? Now the Go-Go's did it, and Fat Boy Slim did it, and the boyfriend and the girlfriend wrote it, and she was in the Go-Go's and he was in the Specials. And then they both he released it as his band after the Specials. His version's dark, her version's bubbling, and I love his version. Our Lips Are Sealed. And if you haven't heard the song before, go and Google search Our Lips Are Sealed. There's the Go-Go's version, and then Fat Boy Slim version. I love the Fat Boy Slim version. And it was Terry from the Specials. The lead singer of the Specials wrote it with the guitar player from the Go-Go's. They worked together. And both bands released it at the same time. Same song, but vastly different. It's so great. And I love his version better. And I wish I could play it on the channel. Maybe I could. Because I'm not monetizing this one. What we'll do is towards the end of this video, before we shut it down, we'll put it on and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll end it with that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's good song. You guys, you know, playing earlier.
Yeah.
You can hear all those kids out there. They're loud. So the party must be really nearby because I can hear it. But I'm not going to crash it. Like whatever. Those kids are 18. Have the time of your life. I'm not going anywhere near it. If anyone comes through my door, they can have a. I don't care. But I'm not going to them. Boy, you can hear them.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like a bunch of screeching girls. I think that's the same everywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Those little crappy little mopeds.
Yeah.
with a pizza in the back. That's everywhere in the world. Come on over. We'll spin R2D2 around and it will follow you back. Caught up in the wires. R2's a fickle one. And we'll put that like that. Now we'll put it like that. That's the one.
Yeah.
Plug it back in. I just got the new power converter from Tosh Station. You got the reference?
The only thing I'm thinking of is the comedian Tosh Pointo.
No, Tosh Station it's from the first Star Wars movie.
Ah.
It's like Luke Skywalker. It's like, Luke, you need to do your chores. Let's gonna go to pick up the new power converters from Tosh Station.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, so that was a power converter. That was true. It was
Yes.
the adapter for the laptop.
Yes.
And as you know, that reference was accurate.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a Star Wars reference. And where did I put my glasses? Here they are. Cool. And okay, first thing first, let's look at what you did with your fringe because you're the one cutting. Good angle, everyone, or shall I change the angle? I think it needs to be more closer and intimate. Kind of there. No, kind of the side. We'll do this one to the side. It's probably you might get my back a little more. I love that you cut your fringe short. I'll need a couple of these. I'm not cutting any shorter. I'm just going to go over what you did.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You're an analyzer personality type. Obviously, you're science brain.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to proceed unless you're 100%, confident in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I know these fringes is going to be pretty good. Your scoring and lines and everything, it's actually really good.
I just think I just followed what was done last time I had my fringe done.
Probably true. But you there's nothing to complain about.
Great.
So, but analyzer brain types are like that. There's like artistic brains and analyzer brains.
Yeah.
Artistic brains are going to likely get into trouble over an analyzer brain. An analyzer brain is not going to proceed unless they're 1,000% confident they're doing the right thing, right? Because that's what analyzers do. That's why analyzers make good engineers or scientists and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And artists don't have. They're confident that failure is a good thing.
Yeah, I've had to sort of train myself to be okay with not doing 100% because I like to build and paint plastic models.
Yeah.
So just knowing that it's.
That should be it. Yeah. It's actually your fringe is a lot longer than I thought because when it's wet and you push it down.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take any length off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go over what's been done. I'm going to have a look at what's been done.
Mm-hmm.
And you're fine. So we're not going to mess around with that stuff. It's good. You did it like a week or two ago, and you could have come in here and I would have. But you're just getting settled back into Wellington.
Yeah.
And then you and I were going to get back into our routines as well. Yes. So it's this is tonight, not a major one, but Hayley will be back.
I will be.
Yeah. Promise. Yeah. And as far as length goes, sorry guys, we're only doing about that much, but we can do other things though tonight. We can. I don't want to do a big blow dry though. Maybe I'll throw rollers in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll just do an astral dry. We'll see. Maybe we'll build a new machine. See, I don't know if you guys saw the new machine. Oh, I saw it. It's been a couple. You see that over there? Oh, I call it the Liz Taylor. That I got it. I found it in a retirement home in Ripon.
Oh, wow.
Because modern grannies don't get coiffs like previous generations.
Yeah.
Because the modern grannies aren't conservative. They're all but boomer grannies. They're not conservative. They're more likely to get a tattoo than a perm.
Yeah.
Because all that conservative granny generation, they're pretty, or the the best generation, where they call it that, they're all it's the next generation of grannies now. They're more likely to get an asymmetrical haircut with a bit of violet and long fringe and a tattoo than they are to get a coiffy thing on a machine like that.
Yeah.
It's the era we're coming into now. So that retirement home was like, oh, nobody, we don't, they offered hairdressing services in the past. Their current residents aren't interested. So they were unloading a lot of that old equipment. And I went and bought that thing in a second. So I call that machine the Liz Taylor. Like this one this is the Kardashian, the modern one. I call this the Kardashian, because it's a $4,000 hair dryer. I got it from California. And then the other one over there, I call that the Liz Taylor, because that's Liz Taylor's era of blow drying the hair. So I got the two machines now. I got the Kardashian and the Liz Taylor. They both work great. The Kardashian one's actually better, but it may be old tech, but it's good tech. I'll actually show that one off a little bit later. I should do a whole video based just on that thing alone. And they're gonna move the camera around so they can see the back cutting, because we're doing a long haircut today. They don't get to see many long haircuts. What are the comments saying? You can have a look.
Yep. So verifying your reference on the Tashi station, but close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, exactly. I'm not that much of a Star Wars. Good enough for me. Anything else?
Cimarelli is a great hair model who tried many short haircuts in Nashville. Lisa Cimarelli, ?
Who's that? Cimarelli?
I think that's how you spell it.
Where's that comment?
Bottom two.
Oh, Lisa Cimarelli from Nashville. She came in here? Oh, they're talking about someone else. Jack. Cimarelli is a great model who tried many short haircuts in Nashville. So that's nothing to do with my channel. That's something else.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be a second. I'm going to release. Do you want an insider? Yeah, you do.
Cheers.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Isn't she lovely? And what I will do at this point is I'm going to move it around to the back side. And we don't get to do long haircuts on this channel. I do long haircuts all the time, just never necessarily on this channel. Let's go that angle because they can see you in the mirror. That's a pretty good angle.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. So that's kind of artistic. So I did this section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this sectioning from the beginning. So long hair sectioning, and we'll do it from the back. And so we got that beautiful hair. And so we've center parted it, and we're going to take the center parting, and we're going to go all the way down. And when hair school, when you start, they say section in 4, but later on in your career, you stop sectioning in 4. It's not really realistic, but they love that. They love that kind of structure when you're in hair school, section in 4. But we'll do a little section down here. Now, some hairdressers, as they get more into their career, their sections can get bigger. But early on in your career, your sections will be smaller. But at the end of the day, a hairdresser is a sculptist. They can get through a haircut quicker with the same result with breaking rules based on experience. But when you're early in your career, they don't want you to break the rules yet. So the best way to train a hairdresser is to teach them the rules and then to show them how to break them all.
Yeah.
So you're not teaching them the rules for them to follow the rules. You're showing them the rules so they're aware of them. That's important. And then you show them how to break all those rules. So then that's how you train modern hairdressers. Historically, you taught them to follow the rules and not break them. Modern training is here are the rules, and then for fun, let's break them. So that's modern hairdressing. That's how you should be doing it anyway. Different areas of the world will have a different approach. That's not for the whole world. That's the best approach for modern hairdressing because kids are more outside the box than ever before. So you can't follow the 1960s rules anymore because everyone's pushing their limits. So what I'm going to do for your length, we'll just cut that much. Yeah, nothing major. And then you guys don't watch this. Oh. Sorry, guys, but that's what we're gonna do. But you can watch from that angle, just long hair cutting. And we don't do long hair cutting on the channel, but it's most of what we do in the salon. We do a lot of like stuff we don't do at work after hours. That's the whole point of the channel. Some people watching is like they think this is all the stuff on this channel is what we do all the time. No, it's what we do 5 to 10% of the time. We just don't film the 90% of the stuff we do because it's not really interesting for the camera. Yeah, I didn't have the heart to cut it. A pixie would look great, but not today.
Not today.
And also for people watching, they're gonna follow you. You got followers now. I'm gonna go down a little bit. And the reason why you go down a little bit is because this area here, if you have a head straight looking forward, and you cut the hair along that line, later on when you put the hair down, you'll see this stuff pop its head out from underneath. So you kind of just when you're working in the nape area, because this is a flexy area, the neck and the back, and the hair, you have hair going out of that area. So the long hair. And then the way I'm cutting it, I'm just because it's curly hair, so I'm cutting it in a style that works for curly hair. And again, some people watching is like, oh, that's not how you cut hair, or that's not. It's just maybe not the way you're used to seeing hair being cut. But the way I'm cutting hair, like going like that, it's because I'm working with her hair texture type because it is wavy curly hair. So I'm cutting it in that manner. And I'm moving quick because this is a camera or editorial kind of thing. And I talk fast because as I do. And yeah, there's no right or wrong. There's many ways of getting to the same destination. And this is just my approach. And don't take this as a lesson because there's a lot of other ways of doing this well. This is just it's not how to cut hair, it's how I cut hair.
And I trust Nick, he's cut my hair several times before.
I've been cutting hair since I was 15. Yeah. And at this phase in my life, this is just how I'm doing it now. And in my life, I've been cutting hair since I was 15. Every decade in my life, my approach changes. This is just how my approach now. So everything's kind of loose, and then I'm cutting, and that way it has a natural kind of like feel to it. Because you don't want to fight with, if you have curly hair, you don't want to fight with it looking natural in the morning. So if there's a bit of variation of length in there, that's good for curly hair. And I'm going to go a little bit towards the front and angle it upwards. So you still got a long hair. Sorry guys, but to be honest, I think this haircut's going to be awesome for the channel because of the, working with length and stuff. So you can start to and feel it and play with it. And you do that. You go like that. And so we're not going straight across the back. Problem with this chair is it's a barber chair, so it doesn't work with long hair. But I like the barber chair because it's better for my back because it's higher up. And in this day and age, you know what? Women can sit in a barber chair and get a cool haircut. Well, that's not even anything new. I remember like back in the 90s, like cool Montreal hairdressers were using barber chairs that were reupholstered and painted with different colors and using them as hairdressing chairs because it's just urban subculture. So same with this. I'm using a barber chair. I'm not a barber, but it's urban subculture. And it's nothing new. Like Montreal back in the 90s, you see it there too. But for males, it's just, at the end of the day, it's a taller chair to work with. And I love this chair for giving a woman a bob. Because it's a taller chair.
Yeah.
And at this point, you can see the other layers joining up. So not as much length is coming off as we're working up towards the crown. But we will add new layers. But for now, we're just following that guide. And then there's more length coming out of there. Cool. And then let's move around the sides. Come this way. And as we get to this side, I'll show this side.
Mhm.
And so that, which was getting shorter towards the front, and what we do is we're going to bring everything forward like this. I hope they can see. They can't really see on that angle. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take... Oh, I can't do that. I was going to take the camera off so that you could show it, but we wrapped the cord around the...
We did.
We did.
Because he wouldn't stay
It wasn't
facing the right way.
cooperating for us, so
Yeah.
I would have handed it to you, but it's not going to work. And I can't unplug it because we lose the feed.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this. Or maybe, yeah, we'll do this. Oh, I can spin this here as well. No, I can't. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this around to the other side. We'll go there. Angles. Cool.
Maybe you could spin the chair.
Yeah, I can spin, but if I spin it, that big stool on the below there, it's going to go in.
Right.
You know, it's awkward. It's I like working the chair. All right, so you see what's going on there? Yeah, I don't know if you guys see it, but yeah, it'd be nice for the camera person. We're just going forward with everything, and then we're going to go upwards. And you know, it's better if it would be. Oh, yeah, that's your cider. I'm knocking it over.
That's okay.
All right, that's fine. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. So yeah, that's what I do with that section there. We go forward, and we're going up into it. We'll do those sections. So we're going up into, I call this the horseshoe pattern. You do a horseshoe from there. So I'll do horseshoe this side, horseshoe the other side.
Mhm.
So everything's coming forward and into that one, into that guard, and we're going that way, we're going this way, we're going this way. And there you go. You can start to see that nice shape going on there. So we're still leaving the hair nice and long. It's always fun watching a haircut, even if it's not a bob or a pixie or a wedge or whatever. It's still it's haircutting. And same thing this side. We're going to go forward. And we'll do the next one up to the horseshoe. And we're into a horseshoe now at the top of the section. Bring that forward. And now what you can do is you can stand behind the chair and you just take it easy. You go, yeah, we're good. Okay, you can tell we're good. And by what I mean by horseshoe, plus spin this around, is the section here. If you follow that line where I ended up, and they're not pre-sectioned. Some hairdressers pre-section, some don't. But I ended up, it's a horseshoe because the horseshoe goes like this. So that's where I end up with the sectioning without pre-sectioning. I didn't pre-section. Some editorial things are on stage or whatever, because they're moving quickly. They don't pre-section as they would with, a client in the salon or, regular haircut. You get a haircut in the mall. They're pre-sectioning a lot of times. But with editorial stuff, you move quicker and you end up with the same. If there's ways of moving quicker and ending up with the same result, that's the difference between doing haircuts, getting paid in the mall, or doing haircuts on a stage or on a camera or whatever. So editorial work is not necessarily the same as stuff in the salon. Or people working in the salon, I don't know. There's like 100 different ways to get the same result. In the top. Yeah, there's different ways to do it. If you go center parting, I can just start to put the layers in right away. Like I can take that. Some people would take the top and center parting and cut it into this and then add the layers. Or for now, I'm just going to just go straight into the layering. So I'm not recommending for people to do it this way, but also means when I'm doing the layers, more length is coming off because it hasn't been cut before into the length and then added layers after. So when I take a section like that and the one underneath is the ones we cut, you can see that that's my guide there. So that means more is going to come off right now because I haven't cut it into the perimeter. It's also more of an editorial thing than maybe in his salon as well. But there's drama to it. So when I take that section and I bring it forward, you see more length coming off. But it's the same result. And you bring it forward. But some people would have probably finished the whole haircut up to here and then added layers. I'm not doing that. Same result. But when someone's on stage in front of an audience, they'll probably do this because people watching would be like, when they see that section coming off. But someone getting a haircut in the mall because it's already been, everything's been cut to there, and then the layers are added off. The layers is only this much coming out, then they're not going to be so much like, but it's the same result anyway. Yeah. So, you know, illusion, yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors, yeah. I don't mean mall, but you know what I mean. Your local snip joint or whatever. And then, yeah, you can see all that coming off. But it would have been the same result anyway. And again, I'm cutting into it for texture. I'm cutting stuff. And you play around, you take this, you keep doing this kind of thing. And there's we're just cutting for texture because of the girls. And a beer in between because we're just having, you know, as a and a cider in between.
Cheers.
Actually, we failed to do a proper cheers, didn't we?
Or kampai in Japan.
Yeah, kampai.
Kampai.
Kampai. Cool. I know some Japanese words. Honda, Suzuki, Mitsubishi. Nissan, Yamaha. I drive Honda. Yeah, I would try to get a woman back to them. I'll try to set it away.
They can see under your arm there.
Yeah, they can. Yes. It's just bad ergonomics because right hand. This is bad ergonomics. But anyway, the next section I'll try to do from the back side, even though I wouldn't normally. It's just theatrics.
Smoking mirrors.
Smoking mirrors. I want that section in because it's pretty okay. It kept wanting to fall out. I'm like, oh, it's going to fall out. Yeah, some more this way. So at least you cut some, but it was in the layering area. So at least some's coming off your head.
Yeah.
So it's not a big disappointment. It's actually the best result for tonight. Oh, yeah. So that's roughly the haircut. And then what we do from here is we're just going to go through. And a lot of hairdressers do this too. But you get a haircut, and then they're all of a sudden they're like flicking around and they're going over, finding little bits. And that's a good thing, actually. They all have different ways of doing it. Some of them are rushed because they're trying to get to the next booking or whatever, but towards the end of the cutting part of it. Everyone has a different way of doing it, but it's kind of the excitement of having a haircut. Some people bounce around to different hairdressers because it's not the same experience ever. And some people are loyal with that same hairdresser forever because they're not comfortable with the different experiences. So, you know, there's all kinds of different ways of doing it. Some people watch me and like, that's not how you do it, probably because they've gone to the same hairdresser forever and are not comfortable with differences. And I've had comments, like 90 to 95% of the comments on this channel has been positive, but every so often there's like something. And I don't know what to reply. I'm just like, so, you know, you like this or you don't. If you don't, there's another channel.
And hair grows back.
Well, it's not that. This is definitely we did retro haircuts. Yeah. Let's do the haircut your mom used to have.
Yeah.
That's what this is, yeah? And if someone watching is like, why would you do that? Because they don't get the idea that's the idea of the channel. If I can do something, I can do something that no one else is doing. And also because it's Wellington, you can rock the haircut your mom used to have on Cuba Street. Definitely. Yeah. So it's also part of the culture where we live. Yeah. Now, someone living in another part of the world will be like, why would someone do this? Because it doesn't really match the culture of where they're from. But this is the channel. It's what we do. It's been fun. It's been overwhelmingly about 80 to 90% positive. There's ever so often the comment, but I don't even know how to reply to that stuff. And I don't see all the comments because I do have AI moderating turned on. So it does go through it, and every so often something comes through. Because you know what, I have a Hairstyle run. I'm not going to go through all the comments. So it's on light. There's like your level of AI moderation. It's been since I started the channel. There's light and there's heavy. So I have it on light. So if someone is spewing some kind of hate with a bottle of wine at 2 a.m., the AI moderator is probably doing that for me. And then some come through, but majority of that has been overwhelming. Also the likes, I can see the likes and dislikes. It's always 90, 95, 98. It's never below 90% positive. So I love that about this channel. That's why we keep going. At this point, I'm just going. It's fun now because there's a variation of length going on because you still have your long hair. And look, you got some of this stuff here.
Yeah.
And that's fun. And it's going to look so good. And you got your little fringe. Oh my God, I'm so happy with the result. Because I was like, let's not cut it. You know, we want to cut hair off, more hair off down the road, but not today.
Not today.
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving the result. And thanks. That's enough ranting for me for one day. But it was cool to talk that through.
Yeah.
It was cool to cover this haircut because we don't do enough of this on the channel, but it's the majority of what we do in the salon. These kind of haircuts is the majority of what we do in the salon.
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter. Pays the rent. And some are like, why do you always do like these kind of haircuts? Well, no, I don't. It's only the 5% of what we do, but it's 100% of what we film. And the other 90 to 95% of what we do, we don't film because we don't film our regular routines. We film the extraordinary out of our regular routines. And that's the haircut channel. And overall, I think I'm pretty happy with this. And what you do is you get the secret part and you play with it. Now, Gene Simmons, I'm not a fan of Kiss at all. But, you know, on YouTube, you get sucked into a video, like random. Now, it was, I got sucked in because it was Gene Simmons and his daughter doing makeup together.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that I'm going to watch. And now she's doing her makeup her way. He's doing his makeup. And she's just like, oh, Dad. But he's like, here's what you do. And he goes, you don't get it all done. What you do is you get it mostly done. And then you sit back and you have a drink and you sit down and you look in the mirror and you drink and you relax for a while. And then what you do is after you relax for a while, you know what you have to do to finish it up. And I heard Gene Simmons say that one time in one of those random videos with his daughter. I said, that's a good idea, even with a haircut. So you do that, you do the work, and then what you do is you take a step back and you enjoy a drink. Where's my drink? And enjoy. And you feel it, you play with it, you don't rush into So I never had imagined in my life I'd take good advice from Gene Simmons. But he's a MC.
Yeah, he's got life experience.
Sure he does. I don't hate Kiss. I think that's certainly a movement. Now I do love Rush, a Toronto band. Love Rush, but Rush was Kiss's opening act in the earlier years in the mid '70s. And I will admit this: they both had a lot in common, Rush and Kiss. But I won't get that right now in this video. But it's kind of cool if anyone really knows their music. Yeah, definitely, especially the history of it. Rush and Kiss were. Yes. Love Rush. I'm not a big fan of Kiss, but I love the story of their history together. Yeah. And Kiss loved Rush. Gene Simmons loved Rush. He's like, Rush. Gene's getting me with that. He's like, Rush. They were Rush. Gene Simmons loved them. Paul Stanley loved them. You probably never heard of Rush because they didn't sell in New Zealand and Australia. They didn't sell records then. They didn't want to.
Oh, wow.
Now I didn't know why. They sold a lot of records. They did a lot of like popular Europe, North America, South America, Brazil. They were huge. They never did Australia and New Zealand. I didn't understand why until Geddy Lee, singer of Rush, he said it one year. He said, we never went to other markets because we drew a line because we also had families to come home to. So when it came to setting up their record contract, they made a deal for certain markets and then other markets they cut off. Australia and New Zealand's far away. They cut it
Yeah.
off from the beginning. So they didn't do any radio promotion, touring, or anything. They just completely ignored this market. So that's the reason why. Anyhow, I'm happy with the haircut. So what we're going to do now is, I think we're going to do a natural dry.
Okay.
And with a natural cream. And we're going to use the new Golden Jet. And then you can hang out with the people, the tubers, while we do that.
Okay.
So I have to switch over here to turn it on. Oh, I love it. Actually, you know what I should do? I should do that for the camera. Actually, I'll warm it up for now. Oh, and you got the pink keep on.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to turn that off because I turned off to warm it up, but I turn it off. So what I'm going to do, we're going to introduce the new machine. It's called the Golden Jet. I put this up. And what we're going to do is you're going to stand up. We're going to walk over, move our 2D2 over. It's getting caught up in the wires, but don't sit down yet. We'll set up a camera angle. So guys, this is the new machine. Look at this thing. It's called the Golden Jet, and I'll zoom in on the emblem. I'll put it up. I'll put it down. Look at this thing. Do you see it? I can't move it that close because of the wire. It's like literally right there. It says Golden Jet. Isn't that great? By Eugene. Isn't that amazing? This thing was probably older than me and my parents put together. This is amazing. And what I'll do is I'll put it up. But before I put it up, I got to turn on, but I turn on over here because I wired it over here. You turn on. Look at those lights light up. You can't really see it on that angle, but it's like landing lights for an airplane. So it's called a Golden Jet, and look, it's got like running away. And over here it says Golden Jet. But I'll do a whole video on this thing, but not today. That's going to happen. And what you can do is you can sit down in the Golden Jet. This is amazing. So just yeah, good posture. A lady has good posture, and you can answer the while you're under there. You can answer all the comments, and they can see. I love this thing. Oh my god, what a good find!
They say I'd look good with a Gatsby bob.
True, and that probably is going to happen one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the shortest your hair has been before, and how short do you think you'll go next time? Probably the last cut, the one that Matt's going to put up at some point was probably the shortest I've been. Yeah. Because normally I've just sort of gone for a bob that's at like hairline length, but that one went a bit shorter than that. And funnily enough, when I went home for Christmas that year, my mum was like, "Oh, that's the haircut that I used to have." So that works. Natalie Portman bob. Yeah, I could see that. Short bob like Amelie Poulain. I don't know who that is, I'm afraid. So yeah, short bob. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's quite a bob. I think it's a little bit shorter than that, but definitely look out for that video that Matt's going to be posting of me a couple of years ago when I did go quite short, and you'll get an idea because my hair was sort of a long bob before it got cut, and then it got cut quite a bit shorter than Nev. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and then you'll get to see that shorter haircut for sure. And I think that's sort of when we brought in the fringe as well. So I think before that I sort of had a longer sort of fringe. But you'll be able to see that in the video.
It's on the wrong angle. That's better. Is it? Oh, I got to get better cameras. I love it. I love that we kept the length. Sorry, guys, we didn't cut a lot off. I love the length. I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. Neither of us were ready. Yeah, there's someone missing over there. Nah, but you're center of attention. That's what counts. Get short, Bob. Next time, finger crossed. Next time, keep watching the channel. Yeah, and yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. But stay tuned when we try this and whatnot. And also after the live stream, anyone can watch this anytime. It'll be up. It'll be up, but it won't be up. I'll tell you what happens when you dig up an old pharaoh's tomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's all written on the walls. But you know what's not going to be around forever? Binary. So all those digital artists, sorry, you should be writing in stone. Binary is not forever. As soon as the electronics are gone, so are you.
I was reading the book series, The Three Body Problem, and the last book, spoiler alert, the last book sort of goes into the problem of how long things can last, and they look at carving things into stone and how even over time stones will get covered by soil, and that soil will and roots and things will potentially erode into the rock. So even rock writing has a lifespan on it.
Yeah, it does. The world gets pulverized by the shifting of the plates anyway.
Yeah.
It takes a long period of time, but it's kind of like a bulldozer effect. I think I watched one YouTube video that they said that most of what you see, like if the world was end today, within 30,000 years, you probably wouldn't see much of cities or anything left behind because it gets pulverized by earthquakes, volcanoes, and shifting of plates and whatnot. Yeah. So about 30,000 years from now, like everyone's like, oh, will the skyscrapers of New York be there? No, they get bulldozered by Earth itself. Yeah.
And like New Zealand, Australia, everything came from Pangea, and they're predicting in like 250 million years plus, we're all going to come back together and form Pangea Ultimate. So reuniting of Pangea.
So it's all back to one again.
Yeah, all back to one.
Yeah, it all separated back. That will be live streamed tomorrow? No, maybe, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I don't plan these. It's very separate. My life is very serendipity. I never have a plan. Maybe if we do a live stream mullet day, but I haven't. There's a posting on the door. Some people came in and inquired, but if we'll see what happens. Agree, short bob, just not today. Yeah. But that video is coming because you've already had the short bob.
I have.
It's going back.
Yes.
So the next video will be a short bob.
Yeah.
The one we already filmed.
Yep. 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So I'm gonna dig that up and repost it.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, almost 2 hours. That's pretty good. You got your cider? You want another one?
Cider's over there by the scarf.
Oh, you need a scarf. Yeah, we'll give you a
left
scarf.
behind.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I think we'll do more. No, it's so uncooperative. This I need better camera equipment. I need a grip. Matt, do you have a video of undercut bob? Not for retro haircuts. We do lots of those, but okay. Actually, the motorcycle goes by. The issue with undercut bob, I know people want to see that stuff. It's pretty cool. It's not a retro haircut. It kind of is. I mean, in high school in the late 80s, you saw a bit of it, but I was going for like classic L'Oreal photo shoots from the 80s or 70s. So it kind of is a retro haircut, but kind of not. But there's a lot of undercut bobs on modern haircutting channels. We wanted to do something different than that. I know people want to see that, but we were looking for just focusing on the classics on a different time. But that doesn't mean I'll never do one. I'd rather do a graduated bob. That's like graduated bob. Not necessarily new, but just to do a tribute to the 90s. And maybe dry it. They're mostly dry.
Yeah.
I love this machine. not too warm, is it?
No. It's nice even spread.
It is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make them like they used to. Also, you can even see the angles of the holes and everything. Like it's
yeah.
like there's engineering behind it.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's the golden gem. I call it the what did I say before? I'm forgetting names now.
Yeah.
Liz Taylor. This one's Liz Taylor. The other one's the Kardashian. Yeah, this is my Liz Taylor machine. My two favorite cut from your channel is when you cut Katz's hair on live stream. That was fun.
But that's only one cut. What's the other one?
Oh, it's been Katz's haircut. The other haircut's been posted this morning, I think.
Oh.
I put it on I posted yesterday, but it's up there. And Alicia. I gotta remember who Alicia is. Alicia. See, I don't watch my videos.
Yeah, you do them.
I do them. I don't watch them. I actually don't watch any hair videos. Like I love that people watch this, and I love that I do this for people. I said before, when I come home and I watch YouTube, the last thing I'd ever watch is a hair video or a haircut video. I do not watch any of them because I want to watch another existence, the furthest thing from my life ever, because that's my escape. Yeah. I love Laura Farms. I love Guilty of Treason. Laura Farms is a farmer in Nebraska. Guilty of Treason is an arborist in Washington State. I love these guys. There's a guy from Arkansas that mows lawns. Like, I watch weird stuff. But the furthest thing from my life ever, that's what I watch. I'm going to grab one more beer.
All of the YouTube videos that I watch are educational videos that I'm going to show my students, so they're not much fun.
I'm probably a redneck at heart. Like when I go home, like I do have a beard, and people are like, is it really? I'm probably a redneck at heart because when I go home, I watch farmers from Nebraska, arborists, like lumberjacks from Washington, and lawnmower guys from Arkansas. I'm probably a redneck at heart. And when I had the beard down here in pandemic time, people were like, "You look like a trucker from West Virginia." I'm like, yes. Kazi, the girl from the live stream, not Kasha, but Kazi. I'd have to I'd have to watch my channel to see who that is because I probably don't remember even what I filmed. I remember the people though. I remember you. I remember when you came in the door last week and you popped in. I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember the people. I don't remember necessarily the events, but I remember the people. Different perspective from this side of the camera to the recipient. Yeah. And I don't know. There's other productions for doing what I'm doing. I don't know anything about it, but I know there's a guy. In Holland who does. He's called. I don't remember what his channel's called, but he's barber. He's a girl's barber. Now, I know that he left a few comments in the past on my thing, and I'm like, thanks. I'm humbled, and I click on who said it, and it leads to his channel. I had a look at what he's about, and I thought this dude's cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm humbled that there was a comment, and then I'll see what they're about. This dude's good. You guys probably say who it is. It was Girls Barber, I believe. I don't know what his channel's called, but I was like, if someone with the thing, so I can plug him. I thought this dude's cool, and the one I saw that led me to his channel, he was doing a haircut on a boat.
Wow.
A haircut on a boat. Because it's probably around the beginning when I did this channel. Like I said, I don't watch hair videos ever. But something it's a comment that like blah blah blah. It was humbling. Clicked on the link to what they do, and the video came up. His latest one. He was doing a haircut on a boat. I thought, this guy's cool. And then I watched a couple more of what he does, and very different concept because I'm retro haircuts. He's girls barber in Holland, which is cool as well because it's very bold haircuts.
Yeah.
Very bold haircuts. Like he's doing tapered sides and back, you know, fades and a little bit longer top. And so it's his thing, right? I think they're both dry. Anyhow, I did find my way on that channel right in the beginning of this one. I thought that guy was cool. Anyhow, beyond that, I'm not sure what's going on in the haircutting world. You guys tell me. And I wouldn't be a Brad Mondo. I'm more of him, where he watches videos and he thought, I don't know. I'd rather watch the lumberjack. I think you're done. And let's show off your hair. It's like curling, but in the angle. Yeah, cool. I should have picked that up for you. Oh, you were hasty. You could first.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to get a better camera angle, but you could like that. But isn't that amazing? Don't you love that machine? I love that machine. So what I'm gonna do right now, it's mostly dry, but not entirely dry, but we'll let the rest dry naturally. Because I prefer natural curl over a blow dry. And you can put your oh no, you just bottle with that. I don't think you need to put that other bulky stuff. So you came in as a school teacher.
Yes.
And why don't we do this? Why don't you do your runway walk? I'll put this over here. I'm sure you don't know how to runway walk, but don't worry about it. And we'll just put the camera like that, and you can do your curtsy. Can you do a curtsy?
Yes.
Here's what we're gonna do: is you're just gonna like do a few moves and turn your head around and shake your head. And you do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we do in the shampoo.
Yeah. Let me put it that way.
Do the flip.
Yeah, do the flip. Yeah, it needs to dry more, but I'm not gonna because that machine's not reaching down here.
Yeah.
But it's tried this stuff anyway. But I think we're kind of just over it. It's pretty, but Hayley will be back.
I will be. Yes.
Yeah, and Hayley's awesome. What we'll do is let's move back over the couch and just hang out, and then we'll say bye to the tubers. Because I love hanging out with Hayley. Because she's got a little bit left inside. Yeah, I got a little left right there. What's this over here? Because the hair still has to dry a little bit naturally outside the machine. And last chance for comments before we shut it down. And oh yeah, look, that wire is a bit stretched. We're gonna move it there. Oh, this is annoying. I gotta get better rigging. I need a grip. Or I need to get a grip. That could mean one. That could mean two things. I need to get a grip. Or I need to get a grip. I like that. Yeah. Everything by the looks of it. What have I missed? Oh, haircut experience! Everything by the looks of it. Yeah. Obviously, it's only 9:21 in New Zealand, and maybe you just got home from work. It's not a late night tonight. Beers. You can get caught up if you like. Haircut experience is in Dunedin. Yeah, Dunedin, and welcome haircut experience.
Kia ora.
And this Kia ora, yeah, and this is Hayley. Hayley's a science teacher. She does science, and we talked science. So you missed science and haircut. We didn't do a major one, but she'll be back because you know why? The first thing I said, I'll say it again. When she walked to the door, I said, I didn't say it this way, but I'll say it with more drama than I said earlier. I said, my God. If you're my girlfriend, I would never let you cut your hair. I didn't say it like that, but I'm saying it right now. Not quite like that, but you know what I mean. And then I said, but I never have girlfriends.
You did say that.
I did say it, but it's just not with that much drama as I'm saying at the moment. It was more of a shy version of that. Just walked a dog I fostered today from the SPC. You got a new puppy, so did I. Well, you got a dog. That's not necessarily a puppy. So you saved the pup. You saved the dog. Awesome. And we have a new employee in the shop. The name is Cece. Cece comes in every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 until 2. And it wasn't as much a rescue per se, but it was someone who's not a breeder that ended up with a breed of. No, someone's not a breeder that ended up with a litter. Is that right, litter? And it was like, oh, what am I going to do with this? But because they're not a breeder and they were panicked, and I took one of the dogs off them. It's a miniature schnauzer, and the dog is. Here's a picture. Here's a picture. This is Cece, and this is earlier today. Cece's a little miniature schnauzer, and we got it. And I ended up with, like, it was for my kids, but the dog's with me most of the time. So the dog's coming in here 2 days a week. Oh, you watched the Beer and the Bob today? Yeah, Katja. Katja's cool. And we did a live stream with her last week if you didn't see that as well. Yeah, Katja's fun. Yeah, and this was good too, the hanging out. And you're welcome to another one, or you gotta go, you gotta go. She's got to work in the morning. She's got to teach science. Science teacher. But she doesn't do Breaking Bad though. I asked her. I was like, oh, you're a science teacher. Do you do the Breaking Bad? She's like, did you watch Breaking Bad? She's like, was it accurate? She's like, come see. You didn't say come see, come saw, but that's what the look on your face said, come see, come saw. Yeah.
A fun fact, after Breaking Bad became so popular, actual meth creators started making it blue to look like a TV show.
Oh, because they weren't doing it right. They were probably adding blue Kool-Aid or something.
I don't know what it was.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, let's put some blue Kool-Aid in
there. Pop culture affecting real culture instead of vice versa.
Yeah, don't take drug, kids. Now, it's not because drugs are bad. It's because the people making the drugs are bad. Drugs can be good. I don't know, I'm just going to stop it now. It was a joke. Just don't take drugs. I don't trust anything. Oh, dirty. Well, you're a scientist. Did you take a party drug? No, don't answer it. Not on live stream. No. Don't answer it on live. Oh, no. It's a no. It's seriously, dude.
No, the good thing about New Zealand is that they do have the tested party drugs for free anonymously service, so you can. Yeah.
We had that in Toronto back in the 90s. That was so way overdue here. Yeah. But anyhow, that's a good thing too. Anyway, different topic. We're shutting down. Oh, a dog in the salon. Cute. Yes. We're shutting it down. So we're just rocking up the rest of the drinks and letting the rest of your dry naturally. I'm loving this. And there's a little. Do you notice the way it feels shorter without having a change in length because of the rest of it and the stuff here?
Yeah.
So the biggest issue, I said, what's the biggest issue with your length at the moment? She says, I don't like sleeping with it. But you'll like sleeping. It's still long and you'll like sleeping with it now.
Yeah.
Because, I get that. You sleep solo. Yeah. Well, you don't have to answer the question. I'm just saying you sleep solo.
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. Are they good with long hair?
They like long hair. Yeah.
They like long hair. So it's more your issue with the long hair, not the cool sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a funny story. I had this Portuguese. No, he was English. Weird English. He was overweight. He was kind of belligerent. He was kind of weird. He calls up. He says, I heard you do the haircut models. And I'm like, this guy sounds weird, right? With a strong English accent. I just want to blow him out right. Hey, no, well, not really. We're not a barber. We kind of do with the females who do dresses. He goes, oh, no, that's what I heard. I'm sending my girlfriend in for a haircut. I'm like, who's this guy? I'm like, all right, whatever. You guys can come in. So she's Portuguese. She doesn't know barely any English. Her hair is to her waist.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. And he's this kind of overweight English guy. And he comes in with it. He's doing all the talking. He's not saying anything. And he said, you wanna give her a haircut? I said, what do you think? He goes, cut it all off.
Wow.
And I said, why? Because we sleep in a bed together. I'm tired of her hair everywhere. And I said to her, you want to cut off? She goes, she doesn't care. And so anyhow, at this point, get him out of the picture. Like, cut him off. Yeah. Like, what do you want to do to this girl? She goes, well, I actually really don't care. Like, do you want this or this? You go through it all. She doesn't really care. So I'm like, cool. Like, if you did this, would you look back when you're 80 and think that was fun? So she's game. So she cuts it all off. Well, he loves it and that kind of thing. But it turns out she came back about 5 or 6 times following to keep it up. She really liked it. He was just weird. You know, like when a girl's too good for the guy. But the relationship just kind of works. It was one of those, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, man, she was way too good for him. But they just functioned together. So, yeah. She never would have cut it if it wasn't for him, but that she did it. She had that life experience because of him.
Yeah.
But as he said, he's like, oh, we live in a van and I have to spoon her. And then, you clean something and like, anyhow, she looked prettier with short hair because once all that is gone and then all these features pop out, it was stunning. The long was stunning, the short was stunning. It's all stunning anyway. So anyhow, that's just one of those crazy life stories that happened as we wrap up with beer cooking, and we went to so all lengths are good, long, short, and in between. And I wish there was more action out there, but I think the toga party is in town. But we could earlier when I was watching here, boy, we ever hear them?
Yeah.
They were loud.
Down a lot.
They were loud. Now they're gone. I think it's at it's on the campus probably somewhere. We're not on the campus. We're on Boulcott Street, which is where the halls are. We're not on the campus, but I bet you it's called Old Week, Orientation Week. Yeah, that's this week. Yeah, so we are winding down. And I will say thank you everybody for tuning in. And Hayley, you can do your last curtsy.
Okay.
You love it? Like you put the cider down. Have the last moment with feeling your hair and you get a good feel for it and how it feels and all. And
yeah, so it's still got good length and sort of a bit more shapely now.
I love it. And look at that length in the back. Yeah, come around. Look how short I cut some of that. Yeah, and it blends in. It's nothing too obvious or anything. That was fun. So I think it's time to shut this down. And we didn't dry completely the machine because we want the rest of this to kind of scrunch and dry naturally. For work tomorrow, if you wear it down, I don't know if you wear it down at work, you'll look great. And the girls, your students will be like, oh, miss, you got a nice haircut. Now, that's the difference between doing a major haircut tonight or what you did tonight. Tomorrow, when you go to work, he'll give you compliments. Now, tomorrow, like for example, we cut all off and give you short pixie.
Yeah.
Your kids will be saying, oh, miss, what'd you do? Lose a bet?
Yeah.
Because even if it looks great, your kids won't get it.
Yeah, that's going to be...
They'll be like, what'd you do? Lose a bet? What'd you do? Lose a fight with a lawnmower?
Yeah.
Or they'd be commentative.
They won't be used to it.
No.
Like,
or the okay, last story of the night. Now this happened. You work at an all-girls school. You're a teacher, a science teacher. Now this is one of my clients that's reminiscing of her youth. She went to one of the schools in Lower Hutt, all-girls school, smaller one, and all the girls in their uniforms, a very strict school.
Yeah.
And she says that her mother's friend was in hairdressing school at the time. And so on the weekend, their mom's like, oh, would you like a haircut? She's in like hair school and whatever. She's like, yeah, I don't care. That's fine. Give me a haircut. I was like, what do you want? He goes, oh, you like do whatever. Like, so you want a bob or whatever? She's like, well, I don't care. So she ends up saying, fine, let's do it. So she gets a cool short haircut. And she's cool with it. The haircut's good. She's like, oh, this feels great. She likes it. She's happy with it. And then what happens? So Monday morning is school. And these girls' school, they begin their Monday in a hall with the hymns, and it's a big kind of assembly kind of thing, and it's kind of like really, like, it's kind of weird if you ask me. And that morning she's late for school. Oh. Yeah, and so she's dropped off at the school, and she's running into the hall, and she's late. Yeah. And the moment she walks into the hall, in unison, all the girls went when they saw her hair, and then she just went, "Oh my God, I made a big mistake." And then she quietly sat down, and they went to the hymns like. Like, does your school do hymns? Or is that over now?
On occasion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This 2025?
During Mass.
Kind of scares me. Anyhow, that's still a thing apparently. You're all girls school with the uniforms and they have Mass. Anyhow, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks everyone for watching. You left the comments. And wow, nothing more to say. That was 2 hours and 8 minutes of me and Hayley. And Hayley will be back.
Kakite.
Kakite, as we say.